The classic cave presents, the Requiem of a Troubled Man. Enjoy the show.
Hello everybody. My name is Lucy New and I am here to say we came here to say goodbye to someone who may have mistreated me in the past, like the man that's inside this casket, Bill Davidson. Man, even after he has mistreated me over the years with his drinking and foul attitude. You expect me to be overjoyed about him dying, but no. Celebrating someone's death and mocking the dead only makes you worse than the one you really hated the most. Bill may not have been the best person to be around, but I believe he could have turned his life around without me. But who knew in the end, my breakup with him would be his ultimate downfall, as he went to prison for many years. I thought he would learn from his mistakes there, but no. He got worse, and over time, his excessive drinking and smoking habits eventually made his heart give out, and suffering that fatal cardiac arrest that soon ended his life. Bill and I first met in 1997 after Bobby and I broke up the first time around. Bill and I would find love only for his drinking to consume him over the years. Bill Davidson was 51 years old.
Mom, that was a wonderful speech you gave about your ex-boyfriend Bill Davidson. Even though he died of a heart attack, I won't celebrate the fact he died. Why? Because you didn't give our real dad, Bobby, another chance back before I was born. That Mr. Davidson could have been my father. Isn't that right, Mom?
Kayla, thank you for the kind words. Yeah, that's true. Had I not given my Bobby a second chance, Bill would have been your father instead. But thankfully, he wasn't. And even though Bill micromanaged my every move, celebrating his death just feels wrong. They say nobody really gets flowers until they die. Sadly, it's reality. I feel like that Bill should have gotten help with his drinking, but by now, he was too far gone from realizing he had an addiction. By the time he knew, it was too late. Kayla, I strongly advise you to avoid drinking altogether, because if you don't, you could end up in that casket if you overdrink. Kayla, you're my daughter and I love you far too much. I believe that you need to educate your boyfriend Angel. Angel is autistic and profoundly disabled in a wheelchair, but we already both know that. Angel is a very sweet person, and maybe talking to him about the dangers of drinking alcohol. I have seen what alcohol does to a man. It destroys their liver, it gets them drink, it is a depressant stimulant that can slow your organ functions down. Kayla, if you happen to get pregnant one day, then please don't drink or smoke. It could have considered birth defects that I can't explain. It's just that I want to look out for you, and hopefully you don't end up like Bill. Today is a warning that both of us or one of us could have died from a heart attack at any time. We can only live for so long before it's time to face the Reaper. It's all gonna happen to us one day. Does that make sense?
Yes, Mom. I promise not to drink or smoke at all.
Good. You know that Bill only invited me, you and Eric. He didn't invite anybody else. So this is a private funeral. Glad that I can spend more time with you and Eric. Wherever Eric is.
Sorry I'm late, Mom. It's just that I was stuck in traffic getting here. Anyway, Mom, what do you remember from Mr. Davidson?
Eric, I'm glad you made it. I remember when Bill was not always heartless to me. He would sometimes go to the bar just to excessively drink and yell at other patrons or bartenders. That was really unprofessional for him to do. I felt like I didn't belong at all when he did that.
Mom, that is sad. Mr. Davidson drank himself to death. I'd known he would die, but not like this. Even talking about him just feels so wrong because he mistreated you. I called Angel, but he said no one going because he said funerals scare him and that the thought of seeing something morbid would really scare him.
Mom, yeah. That was uncalled for what he did at the bars he went to. But it still doesn't change the fact Bill could have gotten help, but that was just too late. His body gave out on him at 51 years old. It's just a sobering slap in the face on why we shouldn't drink so much alcohol at a time. It gives us a warning that death waits for no one, and if Bill got help, he would still be alive as of this moment. He may not have been my dad, but he could have stopped drinking, but of course, addiction kills.
Eric, Kayla. Yeah. You both are right. Bill could have sought help for his alcohol addiction, but the man loved beer far too much. Who knew that college drinking would slowly ruin his life and eventually led him a very dark path? Bill destroyed his own life, but there is no way I will celebrate his death. I will instead buy him flowers very soon. That is very unfortunate. That had he also stopped smoking, then he would have at least a bit more sensible, but it's too little too late.
Well, Mr. Bill Davidson, this is the end of the line for us. I am so sorry that you're gone way too soon, but don't worry, we will raise knowledge on how alcohol affects a person. It affects judgment in all of our senses, and our nervous system is slowed down, and how smoking can also affect a human's lungs and turn them black, thus slowing down lung function and destroying the way we breathe. Mom, you have every right to tell us who Mr. Bill Davidson was.
This is goodbye, Mr. Bill Davidson. A life ruined by alcoholism. Let's go home.
Whoa! Where did I stumble to?
Hey! Who are you, kid?
Hello! My name is Joseph Reeves and I'm here to tell you that Mr. Davidson kicked the bucket. Besides, you want to come with me to bother Alan?
Joseph. I don't know who you are, but it's not right to bully an autistic teenager. What could possibly be fun about doing so? Making your parents so mad that they ground you all the time? Causing trouble is not worth your time. I saw that when Tom was still alive, but instead of demanding to cause trouble with Chris Percy and Larry Loud, why don't you reflect on what your parents need to tell you? What I don't agree with is your parents telling you're too old or too young for anything you like. I rather would not talk about toxic people like this anymore. Now why don't you run off and maybe listen to your parents? They may know what's best for you, and I know what's best for you is not to cause trouble in public places. Run along, kid.
Hey, don't call me kid. You old lady. I bet you are so ancient that you make my parents look like youngsters that ground me for no reason. Now run along, Grandma.
Joseph, stop making fun of my age. What is wrong with you? I tried to be reasonable with you. I tried to give you advice on why not to cause trouble in public. Besides, I had to bury my ex-boyfriend Bill Davidson because he drank himself to death. That's it. I'm calling your parents. They ought to teach you a lesson about respecting your elders. Why are you mad at me? Because your parents ground you all the time? Because your parents cry that you're too old for kids stuff? Them saying you're old for this or that is uncalled for, but you insulting my age is even worse. Like I said before. Run along, kid.
Joseph Christopher read, I can't believe you were insulting Lucy New and leaving the house without permission. That's it, you are grounded for a few days. Go to your room now.
No. I am too special to be grounded.
Joseph Christopher Reed. Stop it. Just stop it.
Man. I didn't want to do that to a young kid, but making fun of my age is not good, and insulting their parents. I love to teach the younger generation about humility. Boss, can you please turn off the camera? I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and have a great rest of your day. Good night, everyone.